Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this cut crease. Not going to lie, cut creases are difficult and I think my body knew that I was filming because things started to go a little bit wrong towards the end, but we got there. I did have quite a lot of people asking for this tutorial, so I hope that you like it now that it's here. If you want to see how I created this look, stay tuned. Okay, so I've already done this eye and eyebrow, obviously as usual. I have prepared my lid with Layin Low Paint Pot and I have set my entire lid with the Kat Von D translucent powder. It's the powder that I use all the time, but I'll tag it down below anyway. The palette I'm going to use today is the Modern Renaissance palette again. I really love it. I think it's beautiful, so I'm going to use that today and I'm going to show you how to create this cut crease look. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the colour Tempera and I'm going to set my entire lid again, and I'm going to go in with a fair bit of product and I'm just going to make sure there's no creasing at all on my primer and just give my eye that nice matte base. These days I've been kind of doing my brows first before my eye makeup, but I do think with a cut crease it's nice to kind of do the cut crease first and then do the brow, just so you don't end up bringing the brow too low down or anything like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange and I'm just going to use my MAC 224 brush, my favourite, and I'm going to pop that in the crease and start just working that backwards and forwards. ABH eyeshadows are really pigmented, so you just need a little bit at a time, and it's always good just to kind of dip in with a little bit of product and then start applying rather than go in with tons of product and then trying to blend that out. So a little bit at a time is the key. Make sure you get that brush nice and high up because it really helps with your blending. And if you look at this side, the cut crease is really elevated, so I'm going to try and kind of keep my shadow that same shape. So when I get to the end of my eye, I just kind of bring that shadow straight out and make sure it's nice and blended. And I'm bringing that shadow right in here as well, because if you look, it's quite dark right into the inner corner. I think the one thing with cut creases that I used to struggle with a lot more is I was nervous to put too much product on my eye. It's actually really important to have that nice kind of build up of product before you cut that crease. Now I'm going to start building the crease up with a little bit of this colour here, Real Gar, same brush, and I'm just placing that in the crease first and then winging it out the kind of same way. And then when I get to the side of my eye, again, I'm just kind of elevating that shadow shape and then using the side of my brush just to blend that right into my foundation. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Venetian Red, which is just here. It looks quite pink to me, and I think it looks quite pinky on the eye as well, but when we're building it up, it really kind of helps the depth all kind of tie in together. I'm just using that same brush again. If you struggle, if you feel like your blend's too big, maybe swap to a smaller brush. My hands are sweating. Cut creases really stress me out still. And then if you need to, I'm going to go back into the first transition shade, Burnt Orange. I'm going to go in with that and then just kind of use that colour to help blend out this pink. Now I'm going to go in with my Smith 230 brush and the shade Love Letter, which is just here. It's super bright pink, but it's amazing when you start kind of layering it on top of all these other colours. So I'm going to go in with this brush. It's a little bit smaller and I'm just going to start building that up right in the crease, quite far into the inner corner again, and then creating that shape on the outside as well. It almost looks like a kind of soft cut crease before you actually make it sharp with the concealer. Now I'm going to swap to my 224 from Zoeva, another favourite of mine, and I'm going to go in with this shade here, Cypress Umber, the darkest shade in the palette, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this to start darkening up that crease. If you look at my other eye, it's only like a kind of small amount of that colour you actually see, so I'm going to swap back to my 224 and just start blending that out with a little bit of that Venetian Red colour. And a little bit of that Real Gar colour as well, the more orangey tone. Once I've got those colours on, I'm going to swap to a clean brush. This is by Luxie 229 brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Vermeer, just here. And it's a really gorgeous highlight shade, so I'm going to go in with that just on my brow bone. And that helps blend as well. If you're struggling to get that nice soft blend up to the brow, using any kind of highlighting shade just helps everything blend much nicer. And again, just using the side of my 224 just to kind of drag that shadow out, and then using the burnt orange colour just to help that diffuse into my skin. Going on with a little bit more of that darker shade, Cypress Umber, and my 230 from Smith. I'm just going to put that right in the crease. And then a little bit of that burnt orange and Real Gar shade, just the warmer tones, just to help blend that out again. Okay, now that I've got those on, I'm actually going to go straight in and cut this crease. Can you hear that? It's a factory. There's a factory next to my flipping flat, and it's so noisy. Anyway, the product that I use to cut all my creases now is the Tarte Shape Tape. It is unreal for this job. It's really, really pigmented, and I use the shade Light. So I'm going to put that on the back of my hand, and the brush that makes all of this easier and more possible, to be honest, is the 226 Smudger brush from Zoeva. It is the perfect shape for cutting a crease. So I'm going to go in the back of my hand, pick up a fair amount of that product, and I'm going to start in my inner corner. So if you can see where I stopped the crease in here, I'm going to just copy that. And then I'm just going to carry the concealer on. I like to cut my crease just a little bit higher than my actual crease. It just stops any kind of darker eyeshadow creasing onto the cut crease, and it just makes my eyes look bigger, and it's like everything that you want a cut crease to do, basically. What makes it easier is that the concealer, the brush actually kind of follows the crease naturally, so you can kind of do it rough first. So you can see I've kind of roughly done the shape, and now it's time to kind of tidy it up and make it a little bit more pigmented. And I bring that concealer right down at the side of my eye as well. And then now I'm just going to go in and smooth out that line. And then I like to bring the concealer kind of far down in here as well, just to get that nice brightness. Now once that's looking semi-smooth, I'm going to go in and mattify it down. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M333 and the shade Tempera that we used very first to kind of mattify everything else down. And I'm just going to press that on all over this cut crease. I'm not getting too close to the edge yet because this brush is a bit too big for that. But I'm just mattifying right out here. And now I'm going to swap over to the Charlotte Tilbury lip brush. This is really nice because it's got a nice sharp edge. And I'm going to go in with that same shade, and I'm just going to mattify right along the line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my inner corner using the same shade I used to highlight the brow here, just Vermeer. And I'm going to use that same Luxie brush that I used on the brow bone, and I'm just going to start packing that on. And I'm not shy with this stuff, I want it to be popping. Now I'm going to start smoking out my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the same 230 brush, and I'm actually going to go straight in with the shade Love Letter, just here, the pinky one, and we're going to start smoking out that lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange and do the same thing. This is just going to help that pink transition nicely down my full face. And then I'm just going to go over that again with the 224 from MAC. With a cut crease you can, or you can leave it if you like, but I like to do a little liner. I'm going to use my Trooper liner from Kat Von D, and this is quite a small flick for me. So I'm going to start in the inner corner. And then I'm just going to kind of follow that crease. And then I like to get it the chunkiest just here where the end of my eye is. It just makes my round eyes look more kind of cat-like. The lashes and mascara I'm going to use are the PUR Big Look Mascara. Really nice. I've been using this just by itself, and it's awesome if you build it up a few times. And then the lashes I'm going to use are the Lily lashes in Mykonos. These are one of my favourite kind of styles from Lily lashes, and also they sell them now on Beauty Bay, which is amazing for us guys in the UK. So I'll list this style down, but I'll also list a few of my other favourite styles just down below. While I'm waiting for my lash to fully dry, I am going to use the new Fake Awake pencil by Tarte. It's really brightening on your waterline and it does not move all day. So I'm going to use that first before we pop our lashes on. So that is the eye part finished, and now I'm going to show you guys how I've been doing my brows lately. So okay, that was really stressful. My brows started going wrong really badly. I might leave that in anyway. So you guys, that is how I create my cut creases. I hope you liked it. Things started to go a little bit pear-shaped towards the end, but such is life. These things happen to me all the time, nearly every day. I hope you liked it. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see from me in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!